Okay, here she is, one of the hardest working women in Hollywood. Every time you turn around, another movie coming out. In her latest, she reprises the role of Storm in the sci-fi film X2, X-Men United. Just had a blockbuster opening this weekend. Here's the legendary, already a legend, would you say?
Stunning and gorgeous and perfect.
Halle Berry. Goodness.
If you notice, Mark always shows up on Halle Berry Day. Always, without fail. Mark is. Who's on the show today? Oh, Halle Berry. Oh, really? I have to stop by and pick up my.
Well, you know what, Kelly? I was thinking, how can I get a guy like that? Every time I come, he's here holding the baby, being a perfect husband. I thought, wow.
Hey, every
I
time.
thought he's here every day.
Yeah. You know what? I'm very lucky. He's very good. He's extra good on Halle Berry Day.
There's somebody else here every day you're here. Now let's go over
I love more than anything.
Yeah, right. But you know what? Your hairdo, I mean, you're gorgeous however you do your hair. But look at the cute little hair here. Now it's growing out.
Yeah, I have a new hairdo.
Do you select the way you want to look in each film that you're working in, or do they say, Halle, do you need longer hair? Or?
You know, I have input. You know, I was trying to get out of the white hair on X-Men, but it didn't work.
You were blonde at X-Men, right?
Very blonde.
Very
White,
blonde.
platinum blonde.
White hair, yeah.
And white eyes, also.
Yeah, and white eyes.
Which is more disturbing than the white hair, I think.
I'll say.
Did you like yourself as a blonde?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I got
gosh.
used to it.
Oh, good. Good for
Yeah.
you. Because the trend now is going back to brunette hair. Did you notice? There you go.
You know what's so funny, though, is you look at this. It's like the 50 most beautiful people. They should just have you on the cover every year. Like, I don't really see the need for a change.
Yeah,
with
this
that.
isn't the first time you've made this list, is it? This is like
no.
the 7th or the 8th
No, you're
time.
like this. You're every year.
So anyway, Halle Berry, so hot, so big, so important in the world.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Oscar night.
Let's.
The previous Oscar, you just won the award. This year, you presented it to the winning actor.
Yes.
And this guy, young guy, Brody,
He had his way with you.
He
took
did.
advantage of you.
At least it was on television. I mean, you know, at least it was out in the open.
Well, I just want you to know.
Nobody can write any
I want
scandalous
you to
story
know,
about it.
Mark was outraged. He was outraged that he manhandled you that way.
Was that kiss as wet as it looked?
Did it look wet?
Wet?
Yeah.
Never saw anything like it.
Yeah, it was. It was good though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what can a
mean,
girl
you know.
do? You know, I mean.
What's a girl gonna do?
That's right.
What's kind of stuck?
I think that was more his thing. It was like, I think he saw his once-in-a-lifetime
Chance,
opportunity to make out with Halle, and he took it.
But I mean, he was gone.
Did he?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw him the night before, and I saw his eyes and saw who he was. When he walked up those stairs to me, he was just.
Sure.
Right.
The eyes
You've
were-
been there.
Yeah, so I know. It was fresh in my mind too. So I just, you know, I don't know what the heck he's doing, but.
But let him do it.
I'm gonna
but did
go
he
with
say anything afterwards? I'm sorry, or I apologize. I hope I didn't offend you. How about another one? What did he say?
Can I
What
have
did he
your
say?
number? Maybe we can go out sometime.
I think he said that to Nicole.
Really?
I think they're dating now. I don't hear. That's what I hear.
A lot of it. Well, you know, the kiss was one of the most talked about things of the awards.
Yeah, and you know, we needed it because it was such a heavy night with the war
Yeah, sure.
and the politics,
Sure,
and nobody
no.
knew. After that happened, I really felt like the air lightened a little
Yeah,
bit, so it was
absolutely.
really a good thing.
So what are you working on now? A film up in Montreal, they tell me, huh?
Yeah, called Gothica.
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 Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's great.
Yeah,
And he's
good for
so
him.
good. He is such a good actor.
He's
and
a great
funny
actor.
and charming and smart, and he's well.
And Gothica and Montreal seem to go hand in hand. You know, it's an old city, and it's got all
Yeah,
those
yeah. A lot of
buildings
history.
and monuments.
Yeah.
So would you play a good girl, bad girl?
Well, I play a woman who's a psychiatrist at this mental institution, and she's driving home one night and something happens on the road, which you find out in the movie. And then she wakes up and she's now a patient in this mental hospital for the criminally insane. All the women there have murdered somebody. And she finds out that she's axed her husband to death and she doesn't know how or why, or even if she did or if she's crazy.
Wow, this is a heavy role, huh?
Yeah, it's turning out to be.
I just got chills. Like, you know, there's certain concepts that you hear and you get chills.
Like axing your husband?
No.
Gee.
No, I just mean the film. The idea of the film was...
When we come back, we'll show you a clip from
X-Men 2.
X-Men 2. Another Halle Berry.
Still ahead on Live from American Idol.
Halle Berry with us.
You know, during the commercial break, we were talking, and I was like, in my next life, I want to be Halle Berry. And then I just figured out, like, if I was Halle Berry, I would get nothing done, because I would just stare at myself in the mirror all day. I really would. I know I would.
In addition to being beautiful, is she the most worked actress in Hollywood?
Yes.
Another movie after Gothica, which she's doing up in Montreal.
Gothica.
Gotcha, that.
Gothica's good. I gotcha. That's what Adrian Brody said to her. I gotcha. Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
She's a strong lady.
Yeah, and it's gonna be, you know, the throw from, you know, the comic book, but at the same time, this one, she's gonna be two real different characters. I think we've evolved nowadays in movies. You can't just put on the little mask and go, meow.
Yeah, you gotta give it more than that.
Yeah, it was really two characters that we're gonna try to recreate this time around.
Well, this Storm character now, I saw the movie X2.
I know, and I hear I have some explaining to do to you, Reed.
But, you know,
He's confused.
I didn't see
you
X1.
didn't quite get it.
I didn't see X1, and that's kind of like the primer, you know, that's a background of all these characters.
But you don't need to see the first one to see the second one.
You don't.
Honestly.
You just have
Where did your powers come from then?
I was born that way. She was a small girl in Africa, which you don't get into my backstory, and she was being taunted and teased by some of the kids there, and because she looked different, and out of a reaction of self-defense, these powers sort of, you know, be invoked in her, and she, you know, that's how Storm
Excuse me,
became.
and how am I supposed to know that?
No, but it doesn't matter for the movie.
It doesn't
They're all
matter.
mutants. They all have
I
powers.
want to know the background. You flick your eye and the weather changes. How does that happen?
If you could have a special power, what would it be? What would your special power be?
Well, in this movie, what Nightcrawler does, who's Alan Cumming, he does what we call bamfing. Bamfing would be great. That's if I could be here and then be way back there in like half a second.
He actually disappears. That is a tremendous effect.
And
It winds
reappear
up over
behind
there,
walls, in ditches, up on things, up high, down low. Just, you know, bamf all around.
That's a great thing
Then
to
I
have.
could get a lot done. If I could bamf.
You'd have like 30 movies a year instead of 20.
Was it a lot of work making this movie? Because it seemed to be.
It is,
A lot of special effects, a lot of things.
But yeah, but the beauty is it's such a large cast, so there's not, well, maybe for Hugh Jackman there's a lot of work, but for the rest of us, you know, there's not a lot of work because we share it with everybody. So
And speaking of Hugh Jackman, those swords come out of his finger.
Isn't that great?
Why? How?
Because he's a mutant.
There are mutants among us.
I've met a few mutants. I never met any where the swords came out. Never met a guy like
Reed,
that.
here's the problem. When you go see it, you have to suspend reality as you know it and accept
I do that every morning.
So it should be easy. Should be easy.
All right, well, we do have Hugh Jackman coming on the show. on
Yes,
He's
we
great.
do.
Yeah.
I have to say that I always think these movies, I mean, and I'm just imagining, I don't know, but I would think that as an actor, these movies would be the most challenging because so much of it happens in post-production. So much of it is in your mind. You have to just imagine the big thing coming at you, or just imagine that you
Exactly,
are...
that's what you gotta suspend belief.
Yeah, you do.
Trying to explain that to you.
Yeah.
Well, now let's take a look at a clip now from X2. Okay, here you are with Famke Janssen, who plays what? Famke. Can't get anything right today.
I don't have too much coffee.
You are Halle Berry.
If we had special powers, it would be we would be able to read. That would be our special power.
Two characters, Storm and Jean Grey, now are coming back, and they've just located someone who has attacked the President of the United States. Take a look at X2 here.
I have to say, controlling the weather would be a nice skill to have, too.
Isn't that nice?
A lot of action in this one, and a big blockbuster weekend for it, and people did it right this time. There she is, most beautiful woman in the whole world, right there on People Magazine. X2 in the theaters right now, Halle. Thank you so much for coming. Good to have you.
It's always great to see you.
We'll be right back in a moment.